So you guys find yourselves traveling in the wildlands between the city of Nexteria and Valoria, trying to make a name for yourselves. You've traveled for about 2 days in the wild, heading south towards Valoria. You're not sure how far off you are, but it is 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're in a clearing where you had made camp. It's clear overhead, a few clouds in the sky, and various birds and things flying above you.
Damn, do I gotta use up like a ration right now?
No.
Okay.
I think it's at the end of a day of travel.
Okay.
I believe.
I'm putting away my cauldron and tripod, just packing up the old goods.
I'm gonna roll up my bedroll, put it in my bag, put my blanket in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
You guys named your characters yet?
No.
I did.
What is it for?
I named my character Grigori.
Grigori?
Yeah. It's both.
What's your name?
Casimir Hart.
Casimir, right?
Hart. H-A-R-T-E.
My guy's gonna be Reese.
Race?
Reese.
Reese?
Witherspoon.
Okay.
Kyle Reese.
So you're a magic user, Carter?
Spelled R-H-Y-S.
You're a cleric,
Hassan.
Yeah.
Mike?
I'm a cleric.
Or Hassan.
Okay.
A scroll case?
Oh, you're like that one guy.
Should I have a
What are you,
scroll
Kiefer?
Huh?
What class are you?
Thief.
I'm a elf thief.
Elf thief. Okay.
Do we do the alignment too?
And then
You can.
fighter.
I'm chaotic.
Do I know what?
So I'm a neutral good
Be like
cleric
lawful
to a god of the
neutral.
forest or goddess of the forest.
Would that be it, like lawful neutral or neutral lawful?
So yeah, it kind of depends. Like, I mean, if you're a good guy, then you're good. But then the other thing is like, you can be chaotic good, where it's like you don't really respect authority. You don't acknowledge that. You kind of, you're more just kind of like everybody does what they do ethically. Neutral, you would be kind of in between, like a balance, and lawful would be like, you follow the law.
Okay.
You know,
The state
yeah.
rules supreme.
So what's like good neutral?
Neutral good.
Neutral good.
What was
Yeah,
your character's
neutral.
name, Carter?
Grigori.
Grigori.
So my spell book is like already included, right? Like I don't need to pay the money for it.
I
Now you gotta buy it.
You
gotta spend that
They
money.
have it on the list. I figured.
Oh,
Spend
yeah.
that
You
cheese.
do. Huh.
I had to buy my bow and my sword and my armor.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Come on.
It's a tool of your trade. You gotta buy it. That's why they give you money to start with.
What was
so you
your
buy
character's
things.
last name?
Shamil.
Shamil. Okay.
Is this are we near a road or?
You're by a stream.
We're by a stream, so were we following the stream, like, or how are we navigating? We're just like traveling overland.
Yeah, like
Probably
we have
by
a
the
good
stream.
idea, general idea of
Mm-hmm.
the terrain. Is this familiar land to us?
This is not familiar. You've not been here, wildlands, but you are following the stream, and the past couple days have, followed open paths.
Yeah, I was gonna, is
By
this
it.
like a common journey for people to travel through, or
Mm,
is it relatively
ordinary folk
uncharted?
wouldn't have gone into the wildlands like this. You guys are seeking glory.
Yeah.
Most would have taken the main road near the coast,
Okay.
So this is kind of an unsettled part of
Backroad
the.
stuff.
I would say. So, like, if Nexteria is here and Valoria is to the south, this is the south, there's the coast and there's a road going this way, and you guys you started cutting across here. Because you do know you have Valoria, and then further south, southeast, you hit Darren Kelton. So.
Okay. What does Google Maps say?
You guys have packed up, rolled your bedroll up. What are you doing?
I'll do the same. I'll get all my stuff backed away in my backpack.
Okay.
Were we following it? Was it downstream? Were we following it downstream, or yeah?
Yeah.
And is that direction look pretty
Clear.
clear? Is it hilly or mountainy?
Yeah, what's the terrain like?
So you have that further east, you see a mountain range and some foothill type. There's patches of thick forest, and then there's kind of bald areas with dead grass. You can see that there's not too much going on, but you have gone into the wildlands this direction because you know that there were settlements and cities that were here from long ago that, for whatever reason, lost trade contact with. You're suspecting that there could be things out here to discover.
Well, I guess if we're all ready to travel, I suggest we continue following the stream.
Yeah, we could even
good idea.
get fish from it later too.
If there's old settlements or keeps or anything, even ruins, they probably would be near it.
I'm gonna kick Gregory's sleeping bag there. Wake him up.
I have been packed up.
So now, do I remind people of things since it's our first game and it's been a while?
Probably.
Have you prayed to your God to get your...
Oh yeah, I kind of assume that much, but yeah.
Okay.
I would pray to my God. I've selected my prepared spells already, so I prepared my spells for the day.
Does it take as long as a magic user for you? Is it the whole 4 hours and then 45 plus 15?
I have no fucking idea.
I'll just say that, and then what are you going to prepare spells and stuff? Or,
Yeah, I was going to prepare a sleep.
So we'll say you two were up
Early,
earlier
yeah.
Than 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. now. It's changing from spring to summer, but there are still some cool mornings and stuff like that. So, but the sun's out. There's not really a breeze or anything, and it's pretty cloudless. Sky's blue. Anything else anybody would like to do right now?
Weather at least.
This is a D20 system, or do we roll stuff, or no?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of it's the DM decides on.
Okay.
He's given a bunch of tools out of the DM guide, and
The
then
only dice I have are like D20s and
D6. Well,
And a
those
D10.
will work.
And a D10.
So percentiles, D6s, and D20s are what you use
Okay.
a lot of time.
You're right. It's all the same.
So you guys are going to go ahead and continue to follow the
Follow the
creek, the stream.
Did you guys ever hear the tales back in the day of the old cities that used to be here?
That was a little before my time, even so.
Oh shit, damn.
That old?
That old? That's real surprising, given
Difficult to even imagine.
your people never talked about that.
Well, I never listened.
Mm.
I don't like to stay in one place, and I didn't really.
Yeah, after 120 years, you probably have wandered around a little bit, haven't you?
I just got tired of people telling me what to do and all that.
Oh, we got
You can't imagine getting nagged by your own mother for 300 years, can you?
I can't imagine being back for 20 years.
You'll see.
So you head further. The creek stream winds around. You start encountering. So you're following the stream. You start encountering the stream. The boundaries of the stream, the bank and stuff, is kind of broke a little bit. There's marshy ground, and you've reached a field with trees and with what looks like stone structures coming out of the ground. Just fragments. Some dead trees and things like that. So, marshy area, kind of wet underfoot.
Good thing I've got heavy boots.
I'm gonna get my 10-foot pole out and use it as a walking stick.
Okay.
If the ground looks a little soft, I'm gonna trip and fall.
I have a halberd, so I can use that as a walking stick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna follow in their path, so if I can see what they step in, I won't step. Like if I see them start sinking in, I won't step there.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume it would be like the fighter and the cleric up front. So
Yeah.
me and Hassan up front.
Oh yeah, I
and
forgot
then,
about marching order stuff.
behind us, the magic users and thieves.
What is
So
the
what
magic?
kind of, when you say there's stones, like do they just look like boulders and rocks and things, or does it look like
They look
maybe pieces of a building?
You can tell that they were part of a building because they look worn,
Work stone.
weather worn, but you can see that they are blocks, but they've been rounded. There's chunks of it laying around and sunk in the marshy type grass. Grass is up to about your knee in some areas.
Okay.
So,
I'll kind of poke ahead with the pole, using it not only to support myself, but just making sure that the next step I take, the ground is firm enough to support me.
Not 10 feet of mud.
Yeah. There could be a basement or a dungeon or something here under the ground. Go ahead and fall into it.
so as you look around, it does sink in. Some spots it sinks in 3 feet or so.
No, geez.
You do notice underfoot there are some what looks like set stone, like it would be a cobbled road covered with mud and grass. And you're in an area where you can see the old ancient trees and the trunks kind of look like there would be structures in between them. So there is a lot of tree cover, but you can see that there's space in these, and there's little jagged pieces coming up and things like that.
So does it look like there's like kind of an outline of a foundation or something?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You guys ever wonder what made people leave this area?
Probably the terrain.
This isn't the best place I've ever walked.
I mean, depending on how old this is, like who knows?
Was it always
maybe
like
maybe
this?
there was flooding. Maybe the rivers, wasn't even here then. All right, I want to start. Like I'll say to you, because we're both like kind of next to each other. To say, I kind of want to walk the perimeter of this and see if there's anything we could find. Either maybe there was another level to it or something, anything.
Is there like a stick somewhere that I could kind of pick up, like a branch maybe that I could use?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to grab one of those just so I have.
I'm gonna look for a
feeler.
walking stick too while they're.
Hell yeah!
Okay. So you find, broken off dead branches, gnarled branches in the marsh, in the mud. You pull it out. It's wet, it's muddy, but it is firm. Yeah.
It does make me curious. We should stop to look around a little bit.
Okay. So you were going to go kind of search around the perimeter of these trees.
Yeah,
and
if I can tell, like
Foundation.
where the edge of the structure was, I want to kind of like try and navigate that. Just like
of just
the,
that.
Yeah, the
structure.
structure, the periphery of it.
Yeah. All right. So you find it.
Okay.
A lot of it's missing.
I'll take my time and just kind of like poke along and see if like even if there's like any of the stones are loose or anything, or maybe someone had moved something to cover something up or anything like that.
I'm gonna start walking on the other side of it, of the structure. Just
On the outside of the structure.
Yeah, so we're both, like this is the structure. We're both walking around like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's left of the structure?
Yeah. What's
I
like
assume it's kind of just all flat. There's just a couple stones.
Yeah.
Don't think they get much through traffic here, huh? Much trade.
Not anymore.
Yeah. You notice that even that path that would have been cobblestone that you do see, the mud and everything's been undisturbed. The grass has. You don't see that there's been any wheels or anything. You can see ruts under the mud and the water and stuff, the muddy water.
Are there any like animal tracks in the mud?
What is your trying to remember what the stats are. I don't have them by me. The intelligence.
12.
Okay, and you're an elf, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At the moment, there's a lot of water and grass.
Okay.
You're not seeing. You do see like puddles or where water's collected that are small enough they could be tracks, but you're not sure because you're surrounded by this kind of swampy, stinky water that's vegetative,
Are there, like,
kind of a
bugs
smell.
everywhere?
Gnats and flies and things like that.
Okay.
With the stagnant mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Picky, yucky, nasty
Maybe
stuff.
looking at them. On me.
What were you?
My health.
I'm over here with the what's your name again?
Yeah.
Is
Casimir.
Casimir Hart.
Casimir?
Poking around at the
Okay.
It's plus con
ground.
modifier, right?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you have one.
He's gonna be probably
What's your con?
Yeah.
So what it is you're doing, you see
I'm
them.
not getting nothing.
circling around the structure on the inside and
I'll
outside.
be in the middle of the structure, kind of.
Is
poking
that
around,
that's a 4?
That's a 4.
All right.
I'm maxed
trying
out,
to dig
baby.
up. I assume
4,
there's
4,
a
4.
stone
He's got the same hit points as
floor
the fighter.
buried
Mhm.
under some of the mud.
I got
Yeah.
the points too.
Oh,
Yep.
do you?
So I'll be
I was
digging
so-
at
I was
that,
like thinking
trying to
about-
reveal a little bit more of
Okay.
what the formation would be.
So you guys do make out the shape of the structure. You both have circled around, and it's like a hovel or a hut, standard size. The stone doesn't look like it's from around here, though. And while you're inside the structure, scraping around, you do scrape some mud and debris and stuff away, and you see like rotted pieces of what would be a table or a chair. Things that you do think could be paper has been destroyed by the water, so it's kind of fibrous. Could be parchment, you don't know. Just mush, but you don't know how long this. I mean, it could just be your imagination too. But
Does the structure seem sunken in any parts or no?
he was scraping around and did find the floor of it. It's not sunken. It just looks like the rest of it has just kind of fallen away.
Okay.
And you do, as you guys look around, you do see chunks of wall and.
Yeah.
But at this point now, the weather has almost rounded these things where it looks like just natural occurring stone. But
Yeah.
if you do look
Okay.
close, you do see that some of it
Yeah.
Hundreds of these.
has, like it's been put together and rounded. And then what were you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'm just
drawing porn in his magic.
following-
He's just
Mike's character.
castle.
Okay. Yeah, you guys all see that. And that's about it. Anything you find there, like I said, it looks like furniture that
Seems
was
like
there.
day-to-day things, nothing.
Much, yeah.
Are there any other like, if not structures, but like rock formations or anything that we can see like within eyesight?
You do see similar
Yeah.
areas kind of all along what you're thinking could be the main road going through this area.
Were they $1
Yeah.
still? Or- Okay.
Through the trees and things like that. Towards the end, you see a little more of a structure
Okay.
towards the end, and there is like this bend and there is this hill with some trees and bush on it and stuff like that. And right before it, you see broken. It's weird because it looks like a rock structure, but you see that it has too flat of lines for it to be natural occurring, and it's just kind of rounded, but it's off. And it's tall. It's the tallest thing that's in the area as far as resembling this rock.
Point that out to Casimir and say, well, what do you think about checking that out?
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is part of a town or something. Maybe this was just,
The outskirts.
yeah,
of it.
the outskirts stable or something.
You think there might be any treasure there?
I mean, you never know.
Well, we can always hope, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something interesting there. Well, it's not like
I know.
it's all open. I can see you guys.
Yeah, it was just the size of a hall.
Yeah.
It's almost 11, if you can tell time by the sky. And there's an overcast coming in. The sun, you see there's clouds or something going over the sun. It's not completely dark or anything like that, but there is some shade being thrown over.
Well, good thing is too, if it rains, we can probably sleep in one of these structures.
That's
right?
true.
It's better than sleeping in the mud.
Yeah.
I pull my cloak tighter over my head.
Okay. So, what would everyone like to do?
I'd like to start heading that direction. See what this. The overhang thing is in between us and the other rocks and stuff, the other stones, or was that behind it?
That's
The-
part of the tall thing, right?
Part of the tall thing? Yeah. There's like a structure, there's a hill, and by following the way the trees are growing and all that sort of thing, it looks like it kind of winds around this way.
Mm-hmm.
And right before that hill and the bush and all that stuff, there is this rock formation that is flat on one side and then kind of goes down like this to the ground.
Oh yeah, start heading towards that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like look and see as we walk, like if I can see more like flagstones or cobblestones or anything. I'm just kind of curious if this was like a road or something leading up to it.
Yeah, as you are heading that way, your feet are kind of scuffing the muddy water and the grass, whatever is there, and you are seeing it's pulling. There is stone there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it kind of just look like it's almost just an area that time forgot?
So,
maybe
yeah.
once it was a
Yeah,
village,
yeah,
or
it's
maybe
like,
there
where
was
the
like a
fuck
sign
did I
of a
put that?
struggle. Like
It was on this chair. I moved
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, don't worry about it.
So you're looking to see if there was a sign
Or-
of struggle.
yeah, like if it was like a village that might have been overrun like years ago by something hostile. You know, scuffs on stones that looks like sword swings or bladed weapons or
So you're checking out stones for that sort of thing,
like
or
the whole area. You know, if I could just kind of scope it out as we're going.
so as you're making you're heading down the road, you're seeing that cobblestone and stuff like that, and you're heading
Following.
following.
Behind.
And you're
the sun.
So you guys are all heading that way. He's sticking back a little bit, and so you're going up to some of the structure stuff. Like, how are you doing it?
Yeah, like if there's any, maybe like, is there any like stone fencing left, or is any other decipherable features?
To see if there was something that happened.
Yeah, maybe like, maybe there was like structures that look like buildings. Maybe if it was like, if I could see if they were burned or, you know.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you do find what could have been a fence, which was mostly flat stones piled up. You do see that there is something like that, and it's thin, and it's next to one of these footprint, of what would be a hut or a house or something. Now, you can't be sure, but you do see some stone that has chips in it. It's been a long time, though, but your first guess, you would see that is from a blade, that there was something that hit and made a gash and a chip in the wall. And the stone does look at the very top where it's not getting soaked with the marsh water, the swamp water. You see that it is like blackened.
Okay.
Okay. You guys make it up to that structure, and you go to turn. You see that this path goes through the forest. You turn, and inside this structure, you see that it's a corner. In that corner is skeletal remains crunched up in the corner with its jaw open, and it's looking up towards the trees, and it's just laying there crumpled up into the corner.
Does it look like, is there any like tattered clothing or anything still on it, or is it just the bones?
There's stuff that could be moss, but it could be some rags, some little bits of it.
How far away are we from it?
About 10 feet.
Let me get my holy symbol out from. It's a little oak tree in a circle.
I'll approach it with my holy symbol, the halberd. Just kind of,
I want to make sure my longbow is all strung up.
just kind of to poke it. I know we've ran into some skellies before, and we're.
So you see them kind of disappear behind this structure.
I'll rejoin them.
Okay?
Can't split the party this early.
See the remains of this. It looks human.
This guy.
Kind of with his knees up to his chest in this corner. You guys do feel kind of worn out from going through this ankle to shin high mud and water and all that sort of thing. So you do feel a little spent from your travels. It's been about an hour. So in game terms,
I was just gonna say, do you want to explain?
yeah, in this, you want to take a rest every 6 turns or an hour, or after being in a fight, or if you've been injured, I
How long
believe.
is the rest for?
It's for 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Oh, just a
Yeah.
quick little breather.
Yeah, most things are, it's kind of behind the screen, but most things are broke up into 10 minute chunks. Yeah,
yeah.
so.
You're telling me we can't just chain 47 encounters back to back?
Yeah.
What?
And the reason why is because, that 10 minutes, I'm not sure if it helps too much with healing or anything like that, but if you don't do it, you get tired, and so you get fatigued, and so then you have penalties possibly, or you don't see things because you're so tired. So
And if you're going through a dungeon for 50 minutes, like the tension, you know what I mean? Like that's why everything's 10 minutes, where it's like it assumes you're being cautious.
Gotta light up
If we're
one of
just
your
running
lucky
through there,
strikes.
it's not 10 minutes.
We're not
But we're going through it, poking stuff, like even like I'm poking the ground and like, oh, look at this, the flagstone,
That
stuff like
takes
that.
time,
Yeah, it's all concentration and tension.
Henchman that just carries the pole of the tent.
Actually, yeah. I mean, fuck that.
Okay, so yeah, we'll
just hanging out with the
take a
skeleton.
breather, I guess. Yeah.
You're gonna
We assess the situation.
take a breather by the skeleton.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 10 minutes pass. You don't see it moving if you're keeping an eye on it or anything.
Once we're done with that, we take a drink of water or whatever we did. I want to start kind of poking at it to see if it is got any armor or clothing or anything, or if I can see like any broken bones or what might have like is the skeleton like is the bones white or are they
charred up.
The parts that aren't soaked in the mud water are pretty bleached
just
white.
been sitting out in the elements.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not trying to be. I'll just kind of poke around it, like he's being kind of ginger. He doesn't want to You can tell he's not like trying to just stir it up. But he's just kind of poking around the edge of it and trying to knock some of the mud off of it and stuff.
What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
I'm looking around the skeleton.
I'm just gonna
see
be
if I
looking.
can find any more. I'm doing the same thing I did before. I'm kind of digging up the ground.
You guys are all like coming at it with sticks, kind of
not
poking
at
at
the
it.
skeleton,
But around it?
I'm just gonna be looking at the structure of the outline just to see if I can see anything moving anywhere.
Okay.
Real quick, is there anything that could be like used for firewood? Is there any like dry?
Well, it's got to be wet here, right?
Probably. I just thought
the
I'd
dead
check.
trees up is dry. The
Nothing
branches
in the
up there.
hut?
Nothing in the hut. No. It's,
Can I examine the skeleton for like signs of a struggle? Like, someone smacked this guy with an axe or any chafes or not chafes, but like gashes on the bones or anything. Like he's been.
are you gonna get real close to it?
Yeah, fine. I'll get real close to it so you can just stab me. All right.
So he's gonna poke kind of at it with the stick. You're kind of moving stuff around it.
Moving the mud around.
Just kind of looking around the perimeter.
You're looking around for any movement,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna get up close to the skeleton and examine the
I
skeleton.
would like to see if the skeleton's been murdered.
Okay. So how close are you gonna get?
I mean,
Imagine
I
if we
could probably
kissed under the formation.
imagine if we put our Minecraft beds together in the same server. Probably. I can probably see like from 4 feet.
4 feet?
Just
4
kidding.
feet.
That's true.
I mean, I don't need to go grab the thing's fucking
This
cock
is
and
4
balls.
feet. You can't.
Yeah.
4 feet, you can't really examine for gashes and stuff that close. I mean, you gotta get close.
like he is in real life.
Exactly. That's perfect 2020 in D&D.
So you're just checking for stuff
Hey,
you can
Gregory,
see
why
4
are you
feet
so
away,
scared
like
of?
gashes or anything like that.
Yeah, if it was like attacked by something, and it was, killed.
You got the young buck who's brave.
So,
I've already poked it with the halberd.
Yeah. so as you guys are doing this, the overcast is kind of a little bit more. There might be a weather system coming in. Everything's quiet. You don't notice any kind of like wildlife, like birds or anything like that.
Do we still hear insects?
There's no insects kind of around where you're at right now.
Okay.
So you're digging around, and your stick or your halberd catches on to something under the mud and the muck next to it. And you kind of got it. So I don't know if you want what you want to do with that.
Hey guys, I think I found something over here. Kind of dig at it a little bit more.
You're not seeing any movement in the brush at all. It's just so
If he tells me to look
quiet.
at something, I'm gonna just stop looking around and look at what he's pointing to, or nudging with his halberd.
Yeah.
So you hear him say that.
Yeah.
You kind of turn and look. You're coming in close and looking for anything there. And you take the stick or the pole and you're kind of hitting the skeleton a little bit, kind of tapping it. And suddenly the skeleton lunges towards you.
Oh, shit.
But that's just from him hitting it. And it flops face down onto the mud. Did you scream or anything like that? I would be scared if something
booty
jumped
clench.
out at me.
I mean, we're in a complete silent ancient ruins.
When you hear it
When that
clap,
happens, I accidentally used my spell that was at the ready. I was ready to pop it off, and you.
so here's the thing. I will let you take that back. because in 1E, when someone says stuff like that, it happens. So we'll pretend that you didn't say those words, but that's your only warning. This skeleton flops forward.
Can I reflexively throw one of my darts at it?
If you want, yeah.
You have them out.
I have them on my
On the belt.
on my pouch belt large
Oh,
that
pouch.
I specifically bought.
Flick one of the darts into its head or at it.
Can I take it back now?
Well, it
broken?
hits it. It doesn't move or anything.
Is my dart broken?
Can you relax, bro?
Can you do your job, you filthy elf?
Yep, the dart's fine. You can take it back.
Sweet.
Young buck's so jumpy.
You see that he has like a little bit of hair on the back of the skull and some dried, crispy flesh on the back.
Ooh.
There's some rag there. Yeah, he's been laying there. You see a dark kind of against the wall. It's sort of like where the flesh pulled away. There's some crispy, when a body decomposes by a stone wall, and there's some hair stuck on it. So that thing you found gave resistance. So are you in the mud? You can't see what it is, but you feel something moving around in there.
Is it, does it feel like a snag?
Well, you're snagged on. You're snagged on it. You could. It's not like you're not caught on it, but you snagged something under there.
Okay. Do I feel like it's, is this something like rope, or am I like hitting a rock around?
You could feel that there is. It's probably some kind of loop of some kind.
Okay. I'll reach down and grab at it.
Okay, so you reach into the water.
Into the muddy water.
Into the muddy water. It's cold.
It's okay, I'm tough.
You find.
He's 19. He doesn't care.
He's 19. You find a flat. It's like a strap.
Okay.
And you go to pull it up, and you pull up a. Looks like a piece of a traveling bag or a saddle bag or something, but you pull it up and a bag comes out of the water.
Hey
Leather.
guys, check it out. Look what I found.
Hey, for shit.
Find your keepers.
Well, this bag seems a little out of place in these ruins too. It seems much newer than.
How far is he from the body? Just a few feet.
That was like behind the body,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
where it
We're pretty much all
flopped
in the
over.
same spot.
Seems like it belongs to the old skeleton here. Gregory's.
I wonder if he tried to bury it or just time covered it up.
Well, it didn't look like he was in a position to be burying anything.
I'll toss it to the thief and have him open it up.
It's true.
So are you going to catch it, or are you going to let it?
I'll catch it.
Okay, so it's wet and muddy and covered with grime.
I'll try and catch it like with the
It stinks because the water around.
How deep is the water we're standing in?
Where you're standing, it's about ankle
Okay.
to shin. I mean, you have some sinking and stuff in the mud and stuff. Where the skeleton in that bag seemed to, towards the corner, was a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So the skeleton had its knees up to his chest, but it was kind of around his waist at that where he was and flopped over, and the bag was under the water underneath it. Maybe he was sitting on it.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
shake the bag just to see if I can hear anything inside of it.
You hear sloshing and things like that, but you can't really tell if there's anything in it.
Hey Reese, why don't you just empty the bag out?
Well, all right. Oh,
So there's a rusted clasp on
is it
the.
locked?
If it is, it's rotted out. I mean,
Okay.
you could probably pull it
I'll
loose.
just try and pull it loose.
It breaks easily. Mud and grime come out of the lock.
I'll toss the broken lock to Hassan.
All right.
And then I'll open it up.
Disintegrates in my
Okay.
hand.
Inside, there is some papers, which they're wet and they're stuck together, but they actually, either because they're in that bag, something kept it from disintegrating. But they're there. I don't know how much, it's thick pieces of paper. I don't know how much of it can be read, but that's what you see.
Is that the only thing in there?
That's the only thing in there.
Okay. Well, here's a new backpack for you, and I'm going to toss it to
Don't toss it to Gregory. Toss it to Casimir.
No,
He's poor, but he doesn't
He's
need
poor.
a
I have a backpack.
sewer backpack.
I have a backpack.
So-
I bought a backpack.
So the backpack just falls.
And
I
you're
don't wanna
keeping the
rot.
Yeah,
papers?
keeping the papers.
Okay.
I think we can drive these
Toss
out.
me the bag.
The bag's
I'll
already
make-
on the ground.
I'll
so-
make
It's sinking back into the
I'll
earth,
make use
man.
of it. It survived whatever the fuck happened to this guy.
Does it look like it's made of leather or?
Yes, the bag. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there's some
Yeah,
papers in
I'll
there.
take
They're
that
not
back.
totally destroyed, but they're stuck together, and I don't want to break them. So
Can
I
you
think
discern-
if we dry them out a bit, just put it next
Dry?
to a fire when we camp tonight, and we can see what they say.
Just at a glance, can you discern if it's any language you know?
I'll check it out. No, like 30 language. I didn't pick the 3 additional.
The
ones,
3 additional
'cause
ones.
I didn't know what they had on that thing.
Same.
But I would pick at least dwarf.
You pick the one that's.
What's your intelligence?
It's 12.
12.
Whatever
Yeah,
language.
so it
that
says I get
shit
3
is.
additional languages. Maximum. I don't know how that works.
Roll 2d6.
9.
Okay. So you look at the papers. It is a language that you are familiar with. It's an old language. It's not used too much.
Oh, okay.
But you recognize it as a language that belongs to a church. And some of the words that you're able to make out is the church has been overrun. We have to leave now. The rest is kind of muddy and wet.
Well, it's not good. I can barely read this. I remember my grandma telling me to learn it, but it's a warning. It says that the church has been overrun and we need to get out.
Oh, so this was a church.
Yeah, but there's more on it, but the paper's so muddy I can't read it. What do you guys think? I mean, if the church was overrun.
Well, he was probably a messenger. Now the question is whether he was coming here or leaving here.
Well, he's on it.
Yeah, so he's probably trying to leave here.
Well, if he was facing the way we walked in, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, makes sense.
But in general, he might have been trying to leave just this general area
Yeah.
to warn a nearby town or village.
Is there any? Was there any like I looked over his shoulder or whatever? Like, was there any like symbols on it or anything, or was it just text?
Through the paper, the top layer where you're seeing some of this, you see there are like, it looks like drawings and things like that.
I just want to look for like any kind of holy symbol that might, whatever church it might have been, or if there's any indication of that. Anything
You're
I
not seeing it
recognize.
at this moment.
does it have the name of the church? Like that their god or anything on there? Or was it just the church and it's kind of implicit if you were around this area you would know?
That's all you can see through it being stuck together.
Okay.
There is like a few top pages, and it's wet and has bled through to something under there. You're getting some of the words, and some of it is too thick to read.
Okay. Were the pages themselves super wet? Like if I were to put them in my backpack, would it like destroy them or?
They're pretty wet because the bag it wouldn't destroy your bag.
I'm worried about the papers being destroyed. I'll just keep them out, hold them that way, just try and air dry them as much as I can.
Probably, yeah, because they probably would break up.
But isn't it raining? So
Not yet.
No,
Yeah,
just
no,
over
probably
cast.
going
Rolling
to-
in. It's rolling in.
would they fit in a pouch belt large?
Not without folding them in half.
Okay.
So I don't want to
Absolutely destroying.
There could be clues on what they were writing from in these papers, so I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
if a chance.
Yeah, let's make sure to hold on to those.
I'm just gonna hold them out, just kind of like wave them around lightly, try and get some
I'll
air.
continue to poke around a little bit in that general area where the bag was, just to see if there was anything else there.
Underneath, you do hit something at the bottom.
It's a treasure trove.
Digging in
What
there,
does it feel
bro.
like?
It's hard.
It's
not very
the
big.
Same as like the bag.
World's
Yeah,
easiest
feeling.
Are you like running the thing around it and stuff?
Yeah.
You kind of feel
Do
like
I-
it's like ridged.
Do I see him? Like,
Yeah.
hey man, you want to use my shovel?
Oh shit.
I literally bought a 2 gold piece shovel. I went down and it was a laundry list. I just bought. I have 1 gold piece left.
I think
I
we're
bought
gonna be
so
in
much
this
shit.
muddy area. Yeah, I'll take the shovel and dig around and feel that ridge.
That
So you do-
so maybe earlier, Gregory. You could-
Okay, are you going to try
Well,
to
you
like
weren't
bring
really
it up?
poking around that much
Or
earlier.
I want to reveal it first.
Feeling
I wanna
around
see
for
if I can
sinkholes.
reveal what's-
So, well, it's
Maybe next
underwater,
time
so it's
ask.
really just kind of you're muddying
Maybe
it
you'll
up,
have
but
it.
you are getting debris away from
from
it.
it.
But it's like.
Does it feel like something I can pull up?
Young guys, dude.
Yeah, it moves a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
38.
I know
Part
he's
of
old.
the terrain.
You feel
Magic
it
user.
comes and there is like more debris and
Like,
mud
it's like doctoring,
around
you
it, but
gotta
this
go through 12
section
years.
that it was kind of the skeleton was sitting on is kind of open, and you do feel there's movement. You could bring it up.
Okay, well, I'm fucking yoked, so I'll reach down once I clear out some of the mud a little bit, see if I can get my hand under it and
I'm gonna
Underwater,
under whatever that.
so you're reaching under. And,
Yeah, I'm reaching my hand.
I'm
down.
gonna step back in case it splashes, so I don't want to get the pieces wet.
Okay.
Smart.
So since this is like a church, is there like a, well, is it roughly a big enough building to be considered a church? Like, is there maybe like a pulpit area?
So that's what you're doing. You're going to see if this looks the right size for a church and
Like, I'm mainly looking for that's what it's called, right? Where the preacher will-
pulpit and
I'll look for something like
Altar,
a stage
pulpit.
like
Like
that.
with 2 HP, I'm
Okay.
so scared.
I know, me too.
what are you doing?
I'm just gonna see what he's doing because I don't know what he's feeling down there or any of that stuff. So I just see him.
With one arm, just
Reaching down
rip
there.
it out from the
I'll
earth.
still have my holy symbol out, and then just the 10-foot pole in my other hand.
Yeah, guys, I think there's something definitely down here. Let me see if I can try and.
He's gonna just flex as he
You're got your hands down there.
So,
So you see and look around, and you see right off that this is no church. This is like the size of a hut, of one of the structures from before.
fucking
You
say
step
it, it's true.
you step back.
Yeah.
You step back to get out of the way, and you reach under, and you feel. There's this thing that is probably a little bit bigger than your halberd pole handle, and is ridged all around. So you grab onto it. You lift, and this horse head comes out of the water and turns and looks
fuck.
at you, and its teeth are like this, and it's got
just the head.
head in the neck, and it's stuck in the grime in the
Is
mud.
this like a deteriorated horse head? Or...
It's got stuff hanging off it. You don't know if
Yeah,
it's
so it's not like a full weight of a horse head.
well, no, probably not.
How would
You
you
know?
know? A little bit lighter.
Well, horses are
This
big
one
fucking
obviously
animals.
wasn't one of their prize stallions. This was
Yeah, like you're
But
not
you
picking
can.
up
It's not like. But you can't pull
I'm not
the
pulling
head
the
and
whole
neck
thing
out.
out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see
Oh,
that
it's
it is
still
stuck
attached.
in
Yeah,
there.
he lifted the head out of the water.
Yeah, it just comes out of the water and like
But
flips
this catch
over
me
and
by
looks at it.
surprise a little bit. I'm like, oh, a little bit of a startle.
I suppose it would.
Absolute savage.
It's hard to tell what that is, and you pull it up, and this thing goes, and it like looks at you with its mouth
A
open.
little bit.
Kind of takes me a second for the jump scare to hit me. I kind of drop it a little bit and just let go, drop it. Whoa! What the fuck was that?
Here's your pit hater.
All right.
I guess more proof that this was a
This
messenger.
is definitely a messenger.
He was on his way out
Was
of
it
here.
her?
I wonder where he was taking the message to. Maybe the houses on the outskirts.
This was like a village or something,
We found common
Priory or
farming houses to be far away from each other. So
So other than this thing and the body, and there was just a small structure, right? That was it. That was right here, kind of, and it's like kind of on a hill, or
Yeah, there is a hill behind it,
Oh, behind
and
it,
this
okay.
corner comes up 9 feet or so,
Oh, okay.
broken up, and he was kind of in the corner.
I think we should climb that hill and get a better look at the surrounding
idea.
area.
Did you drop my
Get a
shovel?
better sense of.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you dropped it in the mud or not.
Well, I put the shovel down to
Oh,
Yeah.
he just
grab a
beast
fucking
mode
horse
it.
head.
Do we want to check on side of the structure and see if there's anything worth?
Oh, I thought.
Well, we're in the structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it was
more
just-
just a
that's like a
frame,
corner.
and then that
Oh,
corner
okay.
was all that
Okay,
was
that's
left.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like a,
To the hill.
Yeah.
After anyone else.
Reese, what are your elvish eyes?
It's
From
easy.
atop the hill.
Well, let's,
So everyone's gonna make it over to the hill.
I'm
I'd
chilling.
like
I'm chilling down here.
you gonna
still.
stay down there? Okay.
You're gonna stay down there.
Yeah.
I'll go hiking up there with my.
How far of
stuff.
a distance is it? You know, how far?
It's just right around the back of this structure, like maybe
Yeah, so it's
10
not like-
feet, and then it starts climbing.
I could
and
still
going up.
kind of yell at them and
yeah. Okay. I'll go with.
Reese,
Casimir,
what are your
and then
elvish-
we're checking checking in the mud, but
See-
mostly using that branch I had as like a walking stick to help me climb up this muddy hill.
Okay. So you are going to make your way around that structure towards the hill,
Yeah.
and you stay there, and you're
I'm gonna
going
hand him
to.
the papers
Yeah.
Before I start walking.
Okay. You guys start heading up that hill, and as soon as you turn around that edge of that structure,
Yeah.
you look, and there is this spider that goes and scrunches down, and it's like the size of a baby pig.
No.
Oh fuck! I'm
So-
gonna go, oh fuck!
Let's roll surprise. So
Okay. Should I? Okay, so initiative and surprise and stuff is the party. So a lot of times in AD&D, someone will be the kind of the party caller that will either, if we're like all just trying to do something, rather than each of us go, I do this and I do this and I do this. Like we kind of like get our heads together, and then one person is the spokesperson and just says,
yeah.
so-and-so's doing this and so-and-so's doing this, and it kind of like aggregates all that information.
Yeah,
so
it's easier.
so anyway, it's I can roll or whatever, but it's a D6, and it's and then there's certain modifiers like some of us might be surprised, some of us might not be surprised,
I have-
or everybody might be surprised.
How does my 4 out of 6 chance of surprise when in non-metal armor work? Would that affect this or?
Yeah,
yes. So I'll roll, and you'll roll. Whoever will roll.
yeah.
Well,
You wanna-
you've
you
got
wanna
bad
roll
luck,
or
but
you-
you got all the bad lucks out.
Well, you never know. I rolled a 6.
There you go. See?
I rolled a 5.
All right.
No one's surprised. Because the thing probably heard you on the other side,
We're so
digging
fucking
around,
nuts, dude. We've been here.
and you come around, and you both see each other, and it crunches
We were
down.
kind of on guard anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, like when you lift a piece of wood, and there's a black widow, and it goes like that. It's
Yeah.
like a black widow the size of a baby pig.
Fuck.
So, he knows I like to work with that size of
Spiders
monster.
so much.
Livestock sizes work.
Now we go into regular combat round, and that is you declare what actions you're going to take. Then we roll initiative, same thing per side, D6, and then we go in the segments. So there's 10 segments in a round. The D6 will only do 6 of those because you can do hold actions that you take during those remaining, and spells if you cast them may take longer segments.
Yeah, like in the spell descriptions, they'll be like casting time, so they can take a long time. It just depends.
First off, though,
And also, just so you know, like if you start casting fireball or whatever, and you get hit before you cast
It
it,
interrupts it.
Yeah, so
It's like a channeling thing, yeah.
so we have that structure there, 10-foot kind of gap, and the hill starts going up. There's some trees around there. The spider's like up against that wall. So where are you guys at? I know you're on the other side.
I'm on the other side.
we
were
just
walk-
came around the corner.
Yeah,
right?
Just came around the
so,
corner.
How close are we to the spider? We just turned.
I would say, well, let's let this decide.
encounter distance.
30 feet.
Okay. I want to pull my mace and close with it.
Okay.
That's my
I
intention.
would probably.
Fucking great.
I would pull my bow out and shoot at it if I could.
Power of Christ.
Okay.
What's the
Yeah, don't
effective
wanna-
range on darts?
What's the range of the darts?
Probably 30 feet.
It should say on the weapon.
You know, I didn't look at that.
Also, I'm gonna yell. There's a big fucking spider over here.
There's a big...
Okay, that's
Aside,
what I was-
there's a
that's
big
what I'm
fucking
waiting for.
spider.
I'm waiting for
Do you have
to
your
call me
damage
over.
written down and stuff too?
Yeah, it's
so
1d3 versus small and medium.
Where's the
And
range?
I know for the bow it's
Missile weapon table.
Oh boy, another fucking spider. So I'm getting ready.
boy.
Dart, range increments are 15 feet. So you could go over 15 feet, but you're gonna take a negative. So range increments 15 feet.
All right, I'll get for my action. I'd like to get like right on that edge so that I'm still in effective range, so I don't take any negatives, and then I'm gonna.
You're gonna run.
He's got a
15 feet.
He's got a built-in tape measure in his eyes.
Built-in tape measure.
Yeah.
This is the thing where you only take one action, huh? Unless you charge. So you would have to move.
That's what I figure. I have to move to join them.
And you would have to move, right? If you want to get within the 15 feet, you'd have
shit.
to.
Yeah, because we're around the corner away from you guys, like probably 10 feet away from them, right?
Well, he's with you guys. You're with them, right?
Yeah, I was behind my.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were coming with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and also, I had already determined what the spider was going to do
Yeah.
before you guys said
Right.
what you're going to do, because I'm locked in,
Yeah.
and then when initiative happens,
Yeah.
that's what happens when you guys say what you're going to do, because it might be like, I run up and club this guy, and I shoot my bow, but because bows will usually go before, if you have it in hand, you'll go before anybody in the segment. You might, if he happens to be there, you might hit him or whatever, all that kind of weird stuff can happen.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, exactly.
So now we roll
Initiative?
whoever
Yeah,
wants to
like
for the
that.
side.
You go for it, Mike.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So that means you guys have the first segment,
Yeah.
and I have the 6th segment.
So yeah, exactly. So it's like
Yeah.
you reverse the numbers.
Yeah.
So we go on 1, they
Yeah.
go on 6.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Roll each other's initiative. Basically,
Right, basically. Yeah. So, and there can be modifiers to that. Obviously, like if you have a super high dex, like you could go before the rest of us. Like, but typically the whole party will just go on that. Right. So I would assume we would have dart and arrow, and then or whatever.
Walk over.
Probably arrow would go,
Okay.
because especially if you have a dexterity modifier.
I do.
What is it?
I have 16 dex. So I have
Okay.
So I have a +1 to hit with missiles.
Okay. The dex modifier works with surprise.
Right.
I always forget that.
Right.
So that we don't worry about. But yeah, your bonus to hit. Yeah.
Do I have to? What do I roll there?
So you're gonna roll a d20, and then
You can basically use that chart and say like once you modify it, you go I hit AC blah blah blah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It would work easier if I had my combat wheel,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I
And
don't
since I
have
have
it.
a +1 to missile, since I just add 1 to this, right?
Right.
And then since I'm an elf, I have another one, so it's +2.
Yep.
Okay. That's a 19, which will hit a 2 armor class.
Okay. So you do hit.
Do I roll damage?
Yep.
4 damage.
All right. So right off the bat, he crunches down this Black Widow thing. You start making your running in, and you fire one, sticks it right in its abdomen, and it rears up, and it's doing this, and it's exposed its pedipalps and its fangs. You don't have your darts yet. You're going to be moving. So then it goes
So he's
to...
going to be moving and pulling his darts out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So can I pull my weapon and close?
Charging. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just closing.
Okay. So it raises up and it's trying to
Attack.
get you.
But yeah.
So what do you,
Fine.
so you're fighting it off.
I'm closing. So
You're
yeah,
closing.
I'm deflecting it or moving.
Yeah, so you see these two locked in battle, this pig-sized Black Widow. And
Just real quick, I was like, since I'm moving, could I move to an angle where it would be less likely for me to hit Mike? Since I'm moving anyway.
So now that I've closed with it, there's
Yeah.
always a chance you can hit me. But
Oh,
you're going to make
regardless.
that decision next round.
Yeah.
Based on what happened this round. So
yeah, because in 1E, when there's combat happening, it's randomized.
yeah,
Like
You-
always.
Yeah, you just fire if you're firing into a melee. It could hit anybody in the melee. You know, so yeah.
Well, it's only 1d3,
Is
Mike.
it gonna
So
take me
Oh,
multiple
yeah, okay. Well, I only have 2 hit
rounds
points.
to get to it?
What's your movement?
I don't know. That was what the like
Your encumbrance, yeah. Like what kind of weight are you carrying?
107.
I think that's still
LBs. So it's 30 feet per round.
Are you subtracting like what's your strength mod plus 30 or whatever?
No idea.
Like your encumbrance mod for your strength, wasn't it?
Oh
Like
yeah,
plus something?
plus 50.
So what was the weight again?
Total is 107.
So you'd be at like 57.
Okay.
Effectively. Yeah, I think he's like 90. Like
90.
I could look it up. I think he was 90.
Probably 90 feet.
So yeah.
So yeah, you totally can
make it there.
Hop over the
my bow
low
has a
wall.
rate of fire of 2. Do I only make 1 attack or?
So that was
Yeah, up to 70 pounds is 90 feet around. So cool.
remember the rate of fire 2 that
Yeah.
Jin had. What is it again? So he fired first and then
And then
fires last.
Yeah.
So you'll fire again at the
Oh,
end of
okay.
the segment.
Can I choose not to shoot if he's already like engaged with it?
Sure, if you want.
I would think so.
Yeah, because I don't want to. I'm not going to shoot my pal in the back.
Yeah. You're not going to shoot the pal.
That's a wrong game.
So you, in one move, you've made it over.
Yeah, with my halberd.
Yeah, so you're at the ready. You see him battling with this thing that's crawling up the wall, and it's trying to, get at him.
Casimir, pull the fuck back.
So the spider, everyone's went, right? Okay, so the spider was going to charge. So as you ran up, it started doing it, coming towards you, up in the air and up the wall, and you guys clash. So back at the top, let me determine what he's going to do.
I will follow that advice and disengage.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So what do they call it? Tactical
so-
retreat?
Oh, well,
tactical retreat.
Yeah.
So if he's not there anymore, then I will
Well,
shoot
I'm-
at it.
Well, this is the new.
Oh, it's a new round.
This is a new round. Also, this depends upon whether we win initiative. Because we roll initiative each round.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So,
Yeah.
so if...
So that you can flee, but if you flee, you get attacked in the back. Tactical retreat is moving back while parrying, which modifies their to hit roll, I believe, right?
I don't
Like
remember.
your bonus subtracts from their to hit roll, I believe.
Did we
But-
say what we're going to do before we roll initiative?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm swinging at it with the halberd.
Okay.
Like full power. I'm gonna annihilate this thing.
All right.
That's my mentality.
Okay.
How far? It's got closer to us now, so I'm about, 15 feet away from it or so?
Yeah, I would say.
I don't want to go stabbing myself. I'm gonna kind of string my bow over my shoulder, pull out my longsword, and go for it. Go towards it.
So are you going to close with it or charge it? Because when you close, you're not going to get attacked and you can't attack.
Uh-huh.
Charging is you would charge in and be able to attack, but it kind of leaves you open a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Because usually these moves, you can only do like one thing. That's why he was only able to move.
Yeah, so this will
In
be
5e, the
charging.
move in action, it doesn't work
Yeah.
here like that.
Okay. I don't know. Should I?
Well, if you charge it, it can't attack you.
Just close.
Well, if you
No,
you
charge it,
close,
it can. If
yeah.
you close, that's fine.
It would. It
But
could
wait,
attack me
didn't
like
that
it's
just say
turn,
that
though.
if you charge it, it
Right.
can't
Right.
attack you?
But
No,
it might not
closing.
attack me. It might attack you.
Oh.
He closed with it, so you see this. They're battling back and forth, but there's no.
I didn't get to try and attack
Hits.
it
No
because I
attack,
just
yeah.
closed it.
Yeah.
Neither of us get to attack if I close with it.
Yeah, I'll close with it.
Okay.
So it won't attack me, but I'm just. Can I try and go behind it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you were gonna.
I'm swinging at it.
You're gonna swing at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I throw my dart at it.
That's kind of how Slinky and Lizard, right? Just kind of.
It's. I mean, you can.
Well, I do have
there's
that one spell.
there is. I mean, it's the player ingenuity. You can. There's plenty of stories of wizards doing stuff. Thinking it through. I mean, there's the whole environment is available to you guys.
Yeah.
So right now you see basically this thing's fighting with Casimir. He's going to take a swing at it with his halberd.
No, Hassan's swinging at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's you're closing
Yeah.
with it, and this thing is up on a wall.
Hurry, make sure it doesn't escape.
Is there a rock on the ground?
Yep.
Can I pick up a rock and chuck it at the wall to try and dislodge it and make it fall over off the wall? Since it's
Yes,
kind of a damaged.
I would say that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now we roll initiative.
One.
One.
Oh, it rolled
I got a
two.
1.
So it's up to you. You're the one running it. So it's either simultaneous or we roll again.
How do we normally play it? We re-roll, don't we?
Well, I don't like simultaneous, but that's me. That's my.
We'll
my
re-roll
deal.
just to 2.
5.
All right.
All right. So
Hopefully we can fix this thing.
I jump out of there.
Nice.
Okay, so you retreat back, and it's kind of crawling a little bit towards you on the wall, but you back away. And then,
I'm smacking it. What do I roll?
oh, well, you're throwing something, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna try
knocking
to.
it off the wall.
Okay,
Or, yeah.
so what is your dexterity?
15, and so yeah, I get 0 bonus for missiles.
Roll 2d6.
36. That's a 6.
Okay. And you had what in dexterity?
15.
All right. So you throw that rock and you hit right behind the spider, and it's enough to break some of it away, and the spider does fall onto the ground. So now it's onto the ground. So then it's
Now I'm swinging that helmet. Full strength at it on the
Crack him in the dome!
And
Okay.
I wouldn't get any backstab. I have to sneak up on something, right?
He has to be unaware of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
Oh, is that how bad?
well, you were closing.
He was close.
Oh, I already.
Yeah, that's this round.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
10.
I did.
So you need a d20 to hit,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
a d10 if you hit.
This is gonna smoke him right here.
So this is to hit.
No.
One. Okay.
No.
So yeah, you swing down. I think you were aiming for it when it was on the wall. And
Yeah,
it fell,
that makes
and there's this bam into the wall, and that wall starts crumbling because you smashed the shit out of that wall.
Is it
Like
crumbling towards us or?
it's crumbling.
Oh,
I didn't think about that.
Spider?
It's crumbling towards you. So now it's all starting to fall and come towards you, but you're closing in.
Yeah, so I'm not there yet, right? I'm just worrying it up, and I see him miss and fucking collapse the wall.
Roll save versus wands.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be
Do I roll a d20?
Aim the
That-
magic items.
that is a d20, and you want to get equal or over it.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Okay,
That's no idea.
you're gonna take 6 points of damage.
Oh my.
So
Well, you're not dead.
you're not
but,
dead.
Yeah.
You, because you go negative 11 or negative 12.
-10, -11, whatever it is.
So what are you at now?
I've been -2.
Okay, so you see a rock come down and clang across his head, down on the ground. Now, this is subdual damage, okay?
All right.
Subdual damage is like subduing someone, like you punch him out or something like that. So you're unconscious,
Okay.
not
Am
dying.
I gonna drown them? Because we're in water.
Well,
Don't bring it up.
I have to.
it's the one way. No, you actually land face up. The stinky water is like your face is sticking out of the water, but you're breathing barely. By the way, I'll just tell you that. Okay, and the spider.
Dude, you're 18 kills, bro.
You can't escape the friendly fire in any game.
I'm just gonna be shooting my bow from now on.
The spider like kind of lunges forward and no one's really there, and it looks over and it sees you fall down and it starts like making its way over that way. But that's that. So now we're in the next round. I'm gonna say
Jesus Christ.
okay.
Is
He's doll-legged.
he's doll legged, but is his doll legs between the spider and me, or is he on the other side of the spider from where I'm?
He's on the other side because you made your way around to close.
Yeah.
Rock hit you and you
Yeah.
fell face
Oh,
up.
that's right. He went around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, shit.
So now that wall is down. Now you can see out the other side, rocks everywhere, and he is face up in this mud,
Yeah.
and the spider has its ass towards you now, you and you. And then you were, where were you, behind him?
Well, I moved into. Man, so like,
sort of. I think he was
like,
kind of,
yeah,
like
when
by
he
the
was
corner.
charging, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I moved. Well, I wanted to move kind of at an angle, like I almost wanted to move closer to the, the hillside,
Okay.
right? Because like I wanted to say I'm at a position where I was less likely to hit Mike, so like
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're kind of in the between. So you're in a position where you see him knocked out, and then Mike, him over here, and then the spider is like starting to head over towards him.
Okay.
So I want to go, just so you guys know, like, obviously we discussed this and then whatever, but want to go around as players. I mean, I want to go around and heal and do a cure light on him. So that's my plan. I start to work my way around the battle on the other side to where he's at.
I want to definitely draw the attention of the spider.
Okay.
So I'll swing at it again with the halberd.
All right.
Reese will lay there.
I'll lay
and
there
then,
and not drown. Thank God.
And it's down to the magic user.
Is there anything left of the wall?
About up to waist high.
For life, bro.
Okay. Are there any more rocks around me?
There's rocks and pieces of wood
Looks like a
and
bunch of shit.
it's all
Okay.
debris.
Trust, that's it.
I would like to pick up some more rubble to throw it at the wall to either dislodge more of the wall to make it... well, it's not going to collapse onto you. It's going to collapse onto the spider because, it's just like right there, right? And if not, maybe it'll draw this something clinked over here because it's not like it's not like a fucking... Hey, I'm a spider and you guys are assholes. It's not like a talking,
Yeah.
super
Well, I mean,
intelligent
It might be
being.
super intelligent.
It might.
Who knows?
But
No one's
Shot a new arrow.
no one's by the spider right now as far as I'm judging if you do a range to the spider
Oh, it's
because
good?
his halberd is
Yeah. Again, if you win initiative. If we win
if we win initiative. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if we mean we,
Yeah.
I'm the spider.
Well, that's the other thing. His
Um,
halberd has reach, so he's
yeah.
probably at 10. He's at 10 feet.
He's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So at this
Really,
point,
you're not
there's
arguing,
there's no danger,
Okay.
of hitting anyone.
Well,
if
then,
you
yeah.
win.
So instead of trying to do some wacky shit, I'm just gonna chuck a dart.
Okay.
All right. Initiative.
4.
Oh fuck!
That's it. Spider wins.
I mean, I could if you guys want me to. I've got sleep.
Well,
I can sleep the
if things go bad this
If
round,
it goes
you might
really
need-
fucking bad, yeah, I could.
Let me see. All right. So the
That's my
spider
load.
the spider was going
one
to charge
load.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
So you all see it do this charge hop thing, and it jumps up onto your leg, and it tries to go down in there.
Spider.
So then, let's see. What's your AC?
6.
6. God, how do I determine that without my combat wheel? Do I have to look at it to hit?
Well, it's one hit die. Right?
One hit die.
So, I mean, I'll tell you. It's
Oh,
the
you
same-
got it?
it's the same-
Okay.
Well, it's the same thing as this.
19.
19 hits AC 1. So.
Okay.
Pretty
Um,
high, 19. Yeah, it's
all right.
gonna
Let
hurt.
me see where
Well,
it's
if I
at.
said it'd be 7 damage to me, so
It bites in to the leather, and there's some blood there. You take 1 point.
okay, so I'm at negative.
Real hours for me. I can't use armor.
Well, wait a minute. Oh yeah. No, wait. Whether he's shooting, he's going to go first, whether I win initiative or not, right? Isn't that how ranged combat works?
No, you're thinking of ODD.
Oh,
Where there's a
okay.
shooting phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next would be his.
So now the spider is on his leg.
Oh, no.
His pop shot or my swing goes first.
I mean, it kind of happens all at the same time. I probably.
It's kind of at
yeah.
the same time. Yeah.
I don't know. Can you abort actions? I don't
Can
know.
you not kill me at this point? That's a 20.
That's a 20.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this for damage, the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus any bonus. No, plus 1.
Is that a 10?
Yeah, it's a 10.
Oh, is it a 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Uh,
No, you roll 0
Plus
damage.
one.
Plus
to hit,
1.
plus one
Plus 1
damage.
damage, yeah.
Um,
11.
11.
11?
Sideways, so it's not crushing me. Not like this.
not
Well-
hitting the side of the halberd and just crushing it.
Just smear
You're
it
using the
across
side of the halberd to crush the spider?
Yeah. 'Cause I don't want to chop this leg off.
Okay. So you managed to do it. I was rolling to see if you break his leg with that, doing it. The thing explodes. It's like hitting a crab.
What could
Like
have
it
happened if
breaks
you-
open and all this stuff flies everywhere.
Yeah, man,
And-
he collapsed that wall. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool from where I was
Strong,
standing.
dude.
I was just watching the spectacle. It's like, damn, hell yeah. Nice. Sharkeisha, no.
So then Mike, or he was on his Casimir was on his way to heal me, right?
Yeah, I'm still gonna do that. I'm just trying to find the stupid spell. I think it's 1d8.
He's on the way. Don't worry. He'll be there.
Am I still in magic user? So many magic user spells, dude. Fucking magic users.
He's gonna wake up with vegetables.
Dude, I missed and I accidentally clubbed your spinal cord with my fucking halberd.
Yeah, I feel like I went to the d8.
Sorry.
See if I roll a 1.
Don't even say that, Mike.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, I'm at 2 HP.
Isn't that like max?
No, almost.
Almost max.
Does it say how long that takes, or is it instantaneous?
Oh,
We're
it's,
not at 1, bro.
Instantaneous.
That means we're not dead.
Touch range, 5 segments casting time.
All right. So now everyone's had a combat, then it's another turn of rest, because now you guys are like, you're bandaging your head or doing whatever you need to do, and he's tending to you.
That second spider come anywhere.
It felt like a rock falling from a high
I
place.
remember running to help my best friend Hassan, and then something blacked out, I guess.
I told you I had it.
That was crazy.
There's no escaping the friendly fire.
No.
This is why I play based range classes at all times. I don't need to worry about that.
Am I still bleeding out of my leg?
A little bit.
little
It's
bit.
just a 2 puncture marks.
I'm gonna try and just brush all the mud
Can we
off.
cauterize this one?
I mean, I have a needle. I have a sewing kit.
I'm gonna like kind of just squeeze my leg where it bit me and try to like get it kind of get it.
Okay. Yeah, you can do all that while you're resting.
Yeah.
I'd like to calm my nerves to reduce my stress level.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up my longsword. I'm sure I dropped when I fucking ate it. Try to wipe it off.
As it burbles deeper into the mud.
All right.
Make sure not to pull out another horse head with it.
Are we done with the rest? Or?
Yeah, so it's been, yeah, it's about 10 after 12 now.
I'm gonna look around for webs. That was kind
gonna-
of where this thing came from. Was it a trapdoor spider or was it a?
It's kind of small compared to the ones we've run into before.
Yeah.
You keep saying that. I don't know.
I'm going to make a note real quick.
Yeah.
Can I use my infrared vision and see if I see like any pockets of like heat? Or
It's,
can you only do it in the dark?
Only do it
Yeah.
in the
That's
dark.
what I didn't sure. Just wanted to ask that.
yeah.
That's what I figured, but
So you're checking for webs or anything
and,
like
and you know, just to explain it further, like if you're attuned, like and it's pitched back and
Yeah.
you're running around and
If
someone
someone
comes
puts a
around with
light
a
out,
torch,
yeah,
like you're
puts-
gonna,
yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
it's
I
all
know.
that stuff. Yeah. So.
But something real cool Jen did was when she determined a secret passageway or something by it being cold or whatever that one time where it was a different color. So it can work
that's the kind
both
of stuff I
ways.
was thinking about doing with it. That's what
No, that's totally good.
So it is cloudy. There's no rain or anything, but the clouds have come over now. And it's cooled off a little bit. There's a light breeze. You're not seeing any webs in the air,
Like in the
immediate
trees,
area,
or
in the
that's
trees.
Kinda where I was looking.
No.
Alright, that's weird. I think it was just maybe
Hanging around.
maybe it hurt us.
Hey, son, why don't you go see what you can see on top of that hill over there, bud? I was gonna be
Yeah, I
rubbing
guess
my
we can
head.
continue
Yeah.
down up there.
Rock fucking smack.
Yeah.
Because I'll make it up the hill.
You make it up the hill.
Yeah.
Anyone else going with him?
I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'm
Make up there.
gonna have my bow out with an arrow just kind of in it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not that steep of a hill.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but did I get my arrow back from the spider when I shot it?
The arrow broke.
I'm gonna just kind of jam it in and go.
Jamming in for. It got smashed when he
Did it,
smashed it, broke
did
it
it
in half.
end my action? Like, I didn't throw my needle?
No, you're getting ready.
It's like, oh! No, I threw it, and he smashed it, and then it right in your leg.
I would assume you could abort the action, but it's basically you just lost an action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
over.
but if you did
Combat
that,
is
you'd
over.
be able to go, oh, well, I'm not going to cast that spell and hit my guy who's the
Yeah,
other
but
guy
you've
who's
already
running.
started casting the spell. You start casting the spell.
yeah.
at the beginning
It would
of the
still
round.
waste.
Can you
the spell.
cancel it? The spell?
Well, you
If
probably. That's what I'm
combat
saying.
ended.
I think you could, but then you'd lose
Oh,
the
you
spell.
drop.
You'd still-
Really?
you'd
Oh,
still
it
lose the
dro-
spell.
okay.
Because you
shit.
started casting it. Like, it,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Your
wave
channel,
dash out of it
you
real
shot
quick.
your shot.
Wave dash out of it real quick.
Yeah, I was trying to L cancel it.
Yeah, L cancel the spell.
So it takes you a little bit because there are some slick spots on this hill, some rocky parts. You get up past kind of where the tree line is. You come up, and there's this vast forest. The wildlands seems to stretch all the way on until you see the foothills and the mountains off in the distance. You don't see any cities. I mean, you're still pretty far away from Valoria or anything like that. You look over, and in the opening, probably a quarter of a mile, you're guessing maybe a mile, half a mile, you see the top of this rectangular shaped rooftop. So it's there.
Is that a mile through like the marsh you've been tracking through, or a mile through the forest?
It appears to be going the direction. You can see kind of the trees where this cobblestone path you're believing may have went. It's veering away from the stream, but it's going out, and you see it lead to this structure. But all you see is the top.
Okay.
Is it? Does it look like it's made of stone or?
The tops look mossy, and that it's made of stone.
Okay.
Up at the top, too, you do see it looks like a broken cross at one end. So,
Looks like we found a church.
Sorry, do you recognize that voice in the little?
Do I?
it looks, you don't recognize it. It looks too old.
Yeah, it's
A lot of it's broke off, though, too. There's not much of it.
some lost god, some forgotten religion.
Yeah.
You guys say should we head down there? Check it out.
Yeah, there's still plenty of daylight. So does it look? It has like an intact roof and stuff.
More intact than
More
not.
intact, yeah, we
Are
could
they-
take, we could
point.
take some shelter there.
Are
too.
the clouds starting to turn like darker, like they're about to rain, or are they still?
It does look like it's coming in from the direction of the coast that it is getting dark, and they're coming in.
Well, I don't want to get rained on and hit by a rock and by a spider in one day. So.
Is there any lakes or streams nearby, like really close to that?
The stream you were following, it's not near that church. It's veered off. And you know back the other direction, 3 days or so, is the coast to the ocean, you know.
Can I see any fish in the stream?
From the top of the hill?
Yes.
Gregory, what are your elbow shots?
No.
Tell
No,
you
there's
how far-
there's too much trees in the way and stuff like that, and brush. And the stream's moving too, so you wouldn't be able to see it from this
We're not
spot.
going towards the stream anyway, bud. We'll catch you some fish when we get back.
We got rats.
Listen.
I got rats.
I got it. Don't slide it in.
I have 3 spells today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have a high wisdom. so-
Okay, cool. I didn't want to take your only spell right here.
Yeah.
Get fucking clobbered.
So now that Gregory stopped staring at the fucking river from.
No, I'm still staring at the stream. I'm gonna decipher if
Look at
there's
his
fish.
Look at his roof. You look hungry, Gregory. You okay for this trek down the hill towards that structure there?
I don't know. I
Can you
might not manage.
It's a mile away.
short walk?
It's quite a distance. A
Maybe
legendary
miles.
journey indeed.
It's like 20 minutes. That's a slow pace.
Well, we're gonna be looking for more spiders this time, and rocks.
Or signs of a spider at least.
Yeah.
Cobwebs,
Okay.
You want to lead the way, son?
desiccated
Yeah,
corpses.
I'll do that.
So you guys are going to follow the path, or how are you going to do it?
Well, we have a general idea of the direction, right?
Mhm.
So we'll just kind of straight line
Because the
it.
path kind of leads to the church, from what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the trees, you kind of can look at it and it shapes like, oh, must have been something cleared away.
Does the
So-
path look less sodden than the rest of the ground? No, that's what I was saying.
Nah, from where you're at the hill, it doesn't look like a road at all. Only the trees are showing sort of the shape of
The outline
something.
of it, okay. Yeah. Well, do we want to pass under the trees, or maybe more of these spiders working on their bodies?
That's what I'm saying.
Stay kind of in the clearing,
Yeah.
what the path would have been. I suggest that.
Because I mean, I don't know if that was a fully grown spider, but mean,
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Well, according to Hassan, it is not. It was a
Kinda
baby,
small.
a
Back
tiny
in-
little newborn.
Back in the noble houses in my.
it's a lot bigger than the ones I've seen.
The stories.
Same.
The stories speak of massive giant spiders.
No.
At this point, you guys all kind of collectively feel like the momentum in the, because your adrenaline was like, Jesus Christ, find a skeleton, and then this thing attacks you. You feel kind of drained. You feel kind of like,
Take another
that's
rest
that's an
before we-
awful long way to the
before we trek to the church.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Wow. You didn't
Well-
get hit in the head really hard with a rock.
Yeah.
You didn't almost get murdered by a party member,
I'm just gonna kind of like sit down, or like kind of squat down and relax on top of the hill.
All
Might as well
right.
enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Uh,
So.
We can see if anything's coming after us from up here.
True.
comment of Reese's lack of physical abilities. For
Uh,
not being able
so
to
how
trek
close-
a
how
mile
close
on
is that
these
stream?
conditions.
I've walked one miles and you can go to consider.
I mean, from
Worst.
so where you guys fought that thing, across the path is another laid out of a home or whatever, and then on the other side of that, 50 yards or whatever is a stream.
Can I walk over there?
Yeah. Yeah, you totally can.
Are we all relaxing, taking a break?
Well, we are.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
You gonna walk over there?
How long would I be able to take a break over there?
Where does he want to take a
A
break?
short
Well,
walk to the stream?
I mean, the thing is, if they're willing to wait, you could go over there and then take your break or whatever. But otherwise, they're resting up there. So, I mean, it's totally up to you. You do whatever you want.
Is it less muddy on top of this hill?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be sitting down and kind of stretching my legs out, seeing if my puncture marks are starting to coagulate and heal.
I just want to put
What are you gonna do?
I just want to put my fishing net to use.
Catch fish on the way back.
Fuck that, I'm gonna go now.
Oh,
You're gonna go now?
Alright.
All right.
It's gonna get eaten by a fucking alligator.
Okay, so you guys are resting. So it's been 10 minutes, and he is gone. You don't see him.
Did we see him on the top of the
Did he
hill?
warn us?
I mean, down the hill a little bit when you look, you see him go between the trees a little bit. Then he disappears because you can't really see the
Yeah,
stream over
We
there.
saw him
We saw him
staring
walk
in-
away.
Come on,
And then we
He
saw him
was saying,
staring at where
Yeah,
the
same.
fucking stream was.
Hey,
Like,
Greg, did he tell you guys where he was?
No.
I didn't hear anything.
So you make it through the marsh land over the Ruleset town. Eventually, you do make it to this stream, and the stream is flowing easternly.
I have a fishing net too, but
Dude, we're gonna
Is there
catch a
fish in
fucking
there?
rock. Watch.
I don't know. What are you going to do to see if there's fish in there?
I would like to look into the stream
Stick your fucking head in the water.
to see if I find
I have sense
fish
fish
swimming.
I mean, the water's flowing. I mean, you can't really see the bottom of it with the.
It's murky, right?
It's a little
Yeah,
murky
it's
and
like a
it's
swamp.
moving, So
Get some crawdads.
you can't really see anything swimming around in there.
Oh,
Man, I wasted a trip. I'll go back up onto the hill.
Yeah, you're gonna toss that net.
So
Ah,
you're not gonna toss the net?
nah, I
You
don't wanna
lose
try
it.
So I lose
I think
it.
you'd lose it.
It's for a big
Grab it.
Something crab comes and takes it from him.
I'll fucking sleep spell that crab, bro. I'll
That's what
bust
you
his
should
ass
do.
with
You should
his.
slip that part of the river.
Yeah.
Where the ball's up the top, and then you carry it out and pull it in.
If there was anything in there.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
15 or 20 minutes later,
See him trudging
he
back.
keeps coming up with nothing.
Where were you at, bud?
Uh,
I wanted to check out that stream.
Find
Turns
out
out there's no fish in there.
Only been next to for
been,
days now.
It's been a little while. We could have made it back. We could have made it over to the structure over there by now.
Is he gonna be tired and want to take a
Unfortunate.
break now?
I mean,
you didn't rest, did you?
We still have like 30
We're
minutes.
all like getting up, stretching, and he just pops.
There's still like 30 minutes. It's an hour break.
No, they're 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck. Damn, sucks. All right.
It's just a breather.
So you're gonna rest now?
And we're just gonna mean mug him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can choose not to, but
You should.
All right, fine.
you're gonna rest.
Yeah, I'll sit here. I'll catch up with you guys in 10 minutes.
So he
You guys-
sits
you guys
down.
get a 10-minute head start.
Are those papers kind of dried out yet? Or?
Well, I handed them to Hassan when we
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're looking a little more dry. I'm gonna try and kind of pull them apart.
All right.
Hopefully
So a lot of it.
I'm gonna be like over your
Gently
shoulder.
pull them apart.
So are you able to read it then?
No, he's
or-
not. He's just.
Okay.
putting
I'm just,
them
getting ready
He's just trying
hand
to
them
preserve
over.
them. They don't
Yeah.
fall apart.
And then he's gonna hand them to me, and I'll read them.
Okay. So you're going to read them. A lot of it's destroyed from being ripped away, but you do hear that, you see the whole thing you read before. Church has been overrun. It's been corrupted. That's sort of either overrun or corrupted. The language is because it's an older language.
Yeah.
Something of foul magic, of the floods. You do see it as a message that was being sent to some baron that you've never heard his name.
Okay.
But the rest is kind of tore up.
Well, I couldn't read all of it. But from what I'm getting, it's kind of hard to read this. It's saying that the church was overrun or corrupted. I didn't really pay much attention when I was learning this, but it mentions foul magics that brought these floods. So this place didn't definitely always be a swampy marsh. But I don't know who it was sent to. Some probably local nobility around here, but I never heard of them.
Strange.
Are we gonna walk 10 minutes without him? I don't think.
No, I think
No, I
Yeah.
think we're.
While he's resting, we're doing
resting,
that.
as soon as he's ready, we'll
yeah.
be.
We're not
ready to
letting
go.
him in on the papers. We're kind of.
No, we're just kind of quietly.
If anyone has a
Shot.
candle, I have flint and steel.
I too have.
Are the papers dry enough for me to like put in my backpack without them being totally annihilated?
Yeah, they're crispy, but you could fold them up and they wouldn't break
Okay,
or anything.
I'll put them away just in case to have them.
So somebody roll a d6.
4.
So 5 feet away from you, this tuft of weeds and stuff like that pops open, and one of those spiders hops
Oh
out
man, I knew it. Trapdoor
and
spider.
tries to go for you.
Oh no.
I rolled a 2,
Okay.
so that would be. So you rolled a 4.
Mhm.
So then the spider has 2 segments of surprise. Unless someone has something. Do you have any kind of modifier to surprise as an elf? I thought they
I
did,
I
but
don't, well,
It was surprise on something,
yeah,
right?
surprise.
1 through 4.
Yeah, or it says 4 to 6 to surprise when in non-metal. So I don't know. I'm not.
I guess that would be if he's sneaking up on someone.
I'm not sure.
Surprise.
Are the races after the classes?
Races are before.
Or the dex, is it the dex is a surprise bonus
I
that
have
takes away.
I have a +1 to surprise.
Okay, so then he'd be surprised for 1 segment, and you guys would be surprised for 2. But now I have to determine if the
If the
spider,
spider got surprised by him.
if the spider got surprised by him, then it would have been. How does that work? That is always.
That's the things we've discussed, right?
That's right. Would it have to have been him that rolled the surprise, or I
Would the
think
spider
it's.
go, I got you, and then he's like, oh shit! And we'll see him over there.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know.
My surprise thing only works if I'm alone. Or
The 1 through 4 thing?
Yeah, the 4
Okay.
and 6.
Well, that's how they solve
surprise.
that.
That's
You're
it.
alone.
You gotta be alone.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
if you're with elves and halflings, but everyone's human.
This thing pops out of his trap door
Card can't even fix both.
and lunges, leaps out, and tries to grab Mike. So
Shit. No, I'm dead.
everyone except you are surprised for 2 segments. You're surprised for 1.
So that means it gets 2 turns?
So it gets one segment where it does whatever it wants, and then the next segment you're gonna roll initiative with it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't. Just you.
So you see this baby pig-sized Black Widow
Yeah.
jump out, jump on him and go to bury its fangs into his neck.
Okay.
My AC is 7. Shields on my back. So.
I rolled 19.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, shit. That is a 5.
Damage?
Yes.
So I'm at -3.
Okay, so it comes down, and he like falls over, and you see him like fall.
Did
You know,
you determine if they were venomous in the previous fight?
We don't know.
we don't know yet. So that was his first segment. Second
We
segment,
have to roll up, right?
Well, first he decides what he's going to do,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you declare what you're going to do, and then you roll off.
he is going to try to bear
Well, you
in.
don't have to tell him.
Oh
You
yeah,
do that.
never mind any of that.
In your mind. you can do
In my
that.
mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna fucking swing at it with my sword.
How close were you to?
I imagine we were all pretty.
Well, we were all
Yeah,
standing
we were-
around
we were
looking at the
standing around
papers.
looking.
We're
Oh,
all
yeah.
standing
Okay.
together, so.
Good.
So, we'll get a roll.
Roll a d6, yeah.
3.
6.
So, okay.
Okay.
Well, no one else determined. Oh yeah, you're all.
Oh, yeah, we're all still surprised.
God, this is always all right. So he's going to try to bite on you again.
All right.
9.
9 to hit?
Yes.
That's going to hit AC 11. So.
Okay. 1.
No, it did not hit me.
Oh, it didn't hit.
I hit
Okay.
AC 11. I have AC 6.
Oh, okay.
That's 7.
So you see it struggling to try to like get through his armor and
Yeah,
stuff.
at first the 19.
Yeah. This is a good die. I had to keep that for my other
Get rid
games.
of it.
Or get rid of
I'm
that.
gonna-
not use it for these.
I'm gonna swing my long sword at it. That's a. Do I get any plus? I get it.
Yeah. Plus 1
Plus
for
1.
sword.
So 11. So AC 10. Hit.
It's you miss on that
You
one.
don't hit AC 9?
No. No, that's a 12.
Oh, you're at the end. Okay, so.
You swing and it kind of gets out of the way. You don't want to come down and hit him.
Yeah.
So now we go into regular initiative. So I will think in my brain of what I'm going to do.
You want to roll the initiative for us, then?
Oh.
I'm unconscious.
Oh, he's
Also, so
unconscious?
I'll-
Okay, I guess so.
You guys gotta figure out what you're gonna do.
We gotta figure out what we're gonna
I'm
do
gonna fucking
first.
kill this spider. I don't know how we're gonna bring him back up though.
Can I drag him away?
It's got a spider on him.
Just clamp down on him?
No, it's just like on me trying to bite me more.
Okay.
You did say it kind of tried to move away when.
Good lord, these things can leap 30 feet.
Yeah, right? That's it.
They ain't no joke, man.
So
I can tell.
I'll try and drag it.
Brian, you did say that the spider tried to move away a little bit when he tried to swing at him.
I did say that it was moving out of the way.
Like it's like on
So
him
is
like
it-
this. No, because it's I'm not gonna like swing wildly at it because I don't want to hit.
He's like locked on him.
It's trying to pump venom into him.
Still on him.
Then I'll
Yeah.
swing at it. Again, like the flat side of the halberd. Just kind of sweep it off. Not in a downward motion.
Okay.
Side swipe it. Try and smack it off.
Okay. So you're gonna do that, and
I'm gonna try and hit it with my sword.
you're gonna try to hit the sword.
Fuck, man.
We need to get the fuck out of this.
What?
We need to get the fuck out of this hill.
So this is because this is our first game. Because we're trying out the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
One thing about Wandering Monsters is if you guys are like role play is great, but if you're role playing and it's a back and forth and happens like that, I'm marking off time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
at certain points
Yeah.
of the time
Well, we
you
were
roll
on that hill
for.
for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like there's risk to all that.
Yeah, I know someone almost friendly fire killed one of our team members. Yeah, crazy.
Roll initiative, Jay.
Well,
Well, you still
at
got
this
to
point,
still got to declare.
at this point, like, I mean, because even if you swing at melee, there's still a chance that you could hit somebody, right? So it doesn't really matter if I throw a dart at it. Because the same.
Well, this is a negotiation. Now, as far as ranged go, that is a little different because the spider is there. Well, I tell you what, you're unconscious, right? So you're not moving.
Right.
So I suppose because that's what brings in the random thing is the swirling.
Yeah, fighting back
So
and forth, struggling.
you could fire and it
Fling
not
the
be okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll fling a dart
Jay,
at it.
please. Jason.
6.
Oh my god, dude.
No.
Okay. He is going to try to bite. 5.
You rolled a 5?
Yep. Okay.
He's just chewing.
Still struggling.
He's chewing on ring mail right now.
Yep.
So we also.
Luckily.
Sucking on ring mail.
Second on ring mail.
It's got its mandibles stuck in.
That's
in
a
the
12.
ring mail.
I hit a 9.
Okay. You hit a 9?
Hit a 9.
Okay. So, and you were swinging at it?
Yeah.
Again, I guess that fear of trying to hit him, you miss him just barely, though.
Yeah.
Knock this fucker off. Shit, 9. That's a 10.
Yeah, again, it's sort of like this baby
Yeah.
pig thing is on there, and you guys are like, Jesus Christ, like what and you hear like hissing, like that old. So you're throwing the dart.
Yeah, how do you calculate that? Like, is it just like? Because I don't really get how stuff is calculated.
So you
just
have,
rolling a d20.
and you add your dexterity.
If
Oh,
you,
you didn't fill out the whole character sheet.
if
right?
you have a
I
modifier,
fucking tried to do that from here.
You got to go to your wizard class, and then you roll, and then you have to hit these numbers right here. Like your roll is what armor class you hit. So you have to look at your class on the app or whatever.
You're
On the
like, son of a
PDF.
bitch. That's what that.
well, just roll, and like if it's close, we can look it up.
Yeah.
But if you roll a 20, then you hit. You know what I mean?
I mean that's a 16.
So that's
totally
gonna hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the dart's damage?
Am I just, like,
1d3.
just
Yeah.
It's
so
what?
1d3.
D6
Okay.
halved.
Yeah.
D6 halves.
So round off.
Well, there's 2 of us fumbling around.
That's one.
1. So 1.
So yeah, the wizard does fling a dart, and it sticks into the side of it, and it's
Reels.
doing its reels a little bit. And here we go again. I will do this. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna swing at it. Yeah, it's still right there, trying to kill my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something.
Still, so you guys are like trying to get this thing off of,
And I'll do the same. I'm gonna.
and it's gonna continue to try to bite through the chainmail.
You roll. Carter roll.
Yeah, Carter roll initiative, bro. You rolled that one last time.
Jesus Christ!
What'd you roll?
6.
I rolled a 6.
4. So
gotta
yeah,
re-roll.
I guessed what you. No, I rolled a 4. I guessed what he rolled. Because when you said that, I was like probably a 6 with that.
It's gonna try to bite through the chainmail.
Keep rolling bad.
17,
That's gonna hit.
1, and I am now. You do a save versus poison with a +3 to it because it's a weak.
Oh, I got you. Death paralysis poison. So I basically need a 7 or higher, and I get a 2.
Fuck.
I'm dead.
So well, you're poisoned. So you have so many rounds before. So now you see that the spider gets real quiet and just kind of
Gently.
hunches down and just stays quiet. It's just like sitting there. So it's on to you.
Jerry, fucking kill this.
3 rolls? Yeah.
Yeah, really fast.
12,
That's one.
13.
What is the AC of that hit?
It's like AC 7. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do. You contact.
Okay.
Alright, roll a 10 again.
Well, I mean, probably good.
3. Fuck.
Plus 1.
Well,
right?
plus
Yeah,
one.
plus
Yeah,
1.
so 4.
Okay.
Do I at
So
least
you
knock it off, you know?
is that what you want to do?
Well, yeah, I was kind of sweeping at it.
So you tear some of the legs off and fling it off of him, and you see he starts like convulsing, and foam is coming into his mouth and out his nose. And the spider is like down on its side, and it's going to be modified to its hit because you smashed its legs.
That's hockey's fucked.
No.
Well, I knocked it away, so he probably
Yeah, that's
Swing
I'm
and
sure.
miss.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
Finish it off with a dart, bro.
it's missing legs. and
Probably
shit.
not. But
It's taking 5 minutes. Died
14.
last time. 12.
what does that hit?
Probably AC 7 for him, probably. AC 8, maybe.
Okay, so you do make con with the dart.
It's a 3, so 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that dart, you stick it into its head, and it's already missing all of its legs on one side, and it bleeds out and stops moving. But now
Fuck.
he's poisoned.
You know what you gotta do.
What, the halberd or the short sword?
Oh, that's not what I meant, but okay.
So
This isn't the 70s. You guys don't know what you have to do.
I thought it was Starship Troopers style. Recount. You know what to do.
Really, Jerry just killed me again. Oh god.
oh man, I need to actually look up what to do.
Okay, so
We still
so
have
wait a
two
minute. Can we
precious
pull? Can we
spell
pull?
slots left.
Can we pull some snakes on a plane bullshit where we get a mouth of oil and spit it into the fucking wound, and like the venom is denser than the
Flush it
oil,
out.
so it flushes it up to the surface?
No,
We have oil.
That's not how they did it in Snakes on a Plane. Snakes on a
Hey.
Plane, they put the oil in their mouth to
Yeah.
coat their mouth from the sores, and they suck the poison out and spit it into a cup. I just watched that movie the other day.
They fucking spit it into the fucking thing, and it lifts it up the fucking venom.
Go ahead and try that, Reese.
Stop.
Let's
I'm not
see.
too much, bro. I'm not gonna get. I already got fucked up. I think it's your turn.
You did kind of collapse a wall on him. He has a point.
I mean, is there even anything we can do for you?
Well, I'm sure we... Fuck, dude. We cut
Where did the spider bite him at?
his chest.
Chest?
In his neck area, he had jumped on him and was trying to.
Fuck.
Yeah, you can't really cut around
Yeah, I
there.
Can't put a tourniquet on my head.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you do. Fuck.
So I just read what
He's the fucking
Oh,
wizard,
whatever.
man.
rough stuff,
It
man.
is, yeah, that's rough stuff. I knew when I got my 2 hit point roll. I knew.
And in that moment, Carter remembers sitting by the stream, going, I think I'll just sit here and not go.
Hey, I'm not bullshit. I'm not taking the fall for this.
Not even finish the fucking show for it.
I'm not taking the fall for that.
Shit, dude.
You guys do know that that venom takes time to travel, and he has anywhere from 5 to 25 minutes before he expires.
In
So
my vast age, do I know of any way to get venom out of people that have been bitten in the neck?
Yeah, I'm fucking 19, dude.
well, I mean, you know, one thing is to try to suck the venom out. So there's that. There could be herbs or things around the area that you could smush up and make some kind of ointment, poultice, or something like that. So you do know that.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna go look for herbs. Suck that poison out, that venom out.
Alright, pause, but I guess I'll try that. I'll coat my mouth with some of my oil.
Hey man, oil's
That's
oil,
all we
bro.
got, bro.
Oil's what we got. Where's what we got? Maybe if I would have cast sleep on that pond and got some fish oil, that might have.
Yeah, if you caught a fish, you use the fish oil. I'm gonna look for fucking herbs.
So while he does that, I'm
there
gonna
any
try and...
recognizable herbs I see? I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
do notice that there are some that are by some of the higher trees. Luckily, in the marsh area, there are plants that only grow in that swampy, stinky area that is good for extracting poison.
Can I
So
take my 2 darts back?
Wow.
I only have 4.
they were broke.
Shit, I only have 2.
mine's 2 darts.
I don't have any more money. Have you seen how much a spellbook costs?
He's getting deathly pale,
Oh, fuck.
and you do smell feces.
Oh man.
So
Fuck.
Damn Yeah, we shitting ourselves. Gregory, start a fucking fire, dude. We gotta keep him warm.
Yeah, you do feel he's like burning up at this point.
Well, wait, that means we shouldn't keep him warm. It's a fire. Because he's...
Pour some water on
He's
him.
getting pale, dude.
Yeah, but he's also
So,
has a fever.
Did I find any herbs that might make any sort of...
Yeah, you were able to find those. Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to brush back up to the hill and
Okay.
see if I can get that applied. Did you suck any of the oil out of his neck yet? Or oil, the fucking venom out of him? You got to use that mouth.
The swelling around the wound's gotten a little smaller.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I am.
Okay. So you latch your mouth onto his neck, and you begin to suck,
No homo.
and make a poison save.
Oh, fuck it.
D20?
Is it still the plus
D20.
for the weak one?
Plus 5,
Okay.
because it's
Super diluted to his point.
diluted through. You got to get equal or over.
Oh, that's not the big suck.
Oh, you literally only had to roll a 9.
That is not the big suck save.
So you feel a little woozy and a little sick. You vomit up onto him. Because, I mean, you're not going to go anywhere else. Your head starts swimming. You got a terrible headache. So you
I'm
have...
gonna apply the poultice that I made to his neck.
Okay, so you chew it up. Also, you realize that you put it on there and it extracts the poison, and you got to stuff some in his mouth.
Okay.
Chew it, stuff in his mouth. So,
After you wipe the vomit away.
Yeah.
After you wipe the vomit
Yeah.
away.
so you do that. Okay.
We could've been at this fucking...
So
Yeah, we could have been there 20 minutes.
make another save plus 5.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
I need to roll a 5.
Mike, please.
I rolled a 9.
Nice.
All right. You guys are here for a couple hours.
I'm gonna give Hassan any of the other two, or tell him where to grab some so you can eat some suck some poison.
We don't know if it's poison or the oil.
He's just spitting up black lantern oil.
Profuse lantern oil consumption.
Yeah, for the next, couple hours, you are vomiting. In fact, you'll take 1 hit point of damage just from the vomiting and the shitting. I mean, because the spider is, but you see color start to return to his face, and his eyes open and they're bloodshot. You come to laying on the ground.
Do I? I'm at -4.
You're at -4.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 hours. Oh, this might take a while, huh?
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta-
it depends. It's not some dual damage.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have a healing check to bring that to 0? Or what was that? Do you remember anymore? I don't remember anymore. Let's look it up.
Well, I went below 0, so even if I would be conscious, but if I got healing, it doesn't mean I would be
Yeah,
I'd be able to operate.
that's true. I think we can go ahead and call it here, right? Or what do you think? 7:45?
Yeah.
That way it's like, does he wake up? What happens?
Right.
And then I can
Turning around.
read.